Now you and I may or may not like it, but the future is definitely electric. And right now, no other Indian car maker is focusing on EVs as much as Tata Motors. Now the brand has seen some success with the electric version of the Nexon. Now in what seems like the right step towards mainstreaming EVs, they have launched this, the Tigor EV, their second electric vehicle for private buyers. Now you might be wondering why we have specifically mentioned private buyers. Well, that's because the idea of an electric Tigor isn't a new thing at all. Tata in fact has been making an electric version of the Tigor for 3 years now. But that car is available only for commercial buyers, and when you look at its spec sheet, you will realize that it doesn't make all that sense for private users given its low output electric motor and limited range. The Tigor EV that you see here, however, puts up a much better case for affordable EVs, just like the Nexon. But then again, because it's basically a compact sedan, its starting price is also a couple of lakhs lower than the Nexon. It's more affordable for sure, and in many ways, it's the right choice for anyone looking to make that transition from petrol or diesel to electric. But is it really good value? Let's find out, shall we? But before we go ahead, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel if you like what you see, and also press that bell icon to stay notified when we make a new upload. Now back to the electric Tigor. And let's just quickly take a look at the design before we get to the real highlight of this car. Like the Nexon EV, the teal blue color is exclusive to this electric version, and you also get gloss blue color trim below the grille, around the fog lamps and on one portion of the wheels, which by the way are actually full wheel covers designed to look like alloys. Inside, not much has changed except for the level of equipment you get. Well, now you get a rotary dial for the gearbox instead of a traditional lever, and a new instrument cluster which has been redesigned for the electric version. Besides that, you get matching blue surrounds for the AC vents, and the seats have a new cool pattern as well. As is the way with EV packaging, the battery pack has been put under the boot floor, and because of that, Tata has had to reposition the spare wheel to sit vertically inside the boot. Now as you can see, this placement eats into the boot space, and as a result, the capacity is now reduced to 316 litres, though you can always remove the spare wheel if you absolutely need to use all of the boot space for a short trip or something. The electric motor powering this car comes from the same Ziptron line of tech that we have seen in the Nexon EV. But here you get less power and torque at 75 bhp and 170 Nm of torque. But then again, the Tigor is a much lighter car, and because its usage is so much more urban friendly, these power figures seem alright both on paper and on the road. The acceleration at low to medium speeds is good, and even though you'll not feel a strong shove as you go full throttle, progress is more than adequate for city use. We didn't get a chance to test the Tigor EV on the highway during our brief first drive, but we did manage to test it for performance using our precision timing gear. As you can see, here are our best results in terms of 0 to 60 and 0 to 100 kmph. The 26 kWh battery pack allows for decent if not great straight line performance, but then this car offers enough punch around town, and for reeling in those gaps in traffic, the performance on offer is more than enough. So what about charging times? Well, you can charge your Tigor EV either using a standard 15 amp plug or a 25 kW DC fast charger. Now it will take around an hour to charge the battery from 0 to 80% using the fast charger. However, it will take at least 9 hours if you end up using the standard 15 amp plug. Get the battery up to 100% and you're good for a claimed driving range of around 306 km. But bear in mind, in real world conditions, with changing traffic and road conditions, you can expect at least 240 km of driving range in the Tigor EV. We will be getting the Tigor EV for a real world range test just like we did with the Nexon. Check out the Nexon's real world range at the link in the description or in the pop-out banner. Let us know in the comments if you want us to find out the real world range of the Tigor EV. Now Tata Motors is offering a warranty of 8 years and 1.6 lakh kilometers on the battery pack and the electric motor, which is great. And before you figure, the standard warranty on the vehicle stands at 3 years and 1.25 lakh kilometers. Couple this with a low maintenance drivetrain and you can expect a car that is very affordable to own and run. More importantly, the Tigor EV also has managed to score a commendable 4-star rating in the global NCAP crash tests, making it one of the safest compact sedans out there. In terms of variants, the Tigor EV has been offered in 3 variants: XC, XM and XZ Plus, with prices starting at 11.99 lakhs ex-showroom. Now this base price doesn't represent particularly great value because the base variant is missing quite a few essential features. Sure, it gets modern equipment like climate control, a digital instrument cluster and LED taillights, but on the other hand, you don't get basic features like power windows at the back, alloy wheels or even a music system. The top spec XZ Plus is definitely the most value for money variant if you ask me. You get all the good stuff such as push button start, a nice Harman music system, cooled glove box, height adjustment for the driver's seat, rear parking camera, rear armrest, auto folding wing mirrors and some more. The Tigor EV's value proposition comes under scrutiny once again when you consider the fact that the entry-level Nexon EV is a couple of lakhs more expensive, and for that you're getting a much superior electric vehicle. In comparison, the Tigor is less powerful, slower, has a smaller capacity battery pack, and effectively marginally less range than the Nexon's ARAI claimed 312 km. However, it is significantly lighter than the Nexon and the weight advantage could translate to a better real-world range among the two. Naturally, the smaller Tigor EV will also be easier to drive and park around town, and for anyone who wants to switch to EVs, there is no better budget car at the moment. This also highlights the lack of options for EV buyers at the budget end of the market. Hopefully, we will have more mainstream car makers crowding the EV space over the next couple years. That way, you and I can relish competitive prices, better battery technology, and a whole lot of options to choose from.